DogDay stands alone in the shattered ruins of the prison. Playcare, his broken legs long gone, reduced to nothing but scorched, jagged stumps, yet he does not fall, he does not waver, he refuses to be a victim of Catnap any longer, not now, not ever. Deep within him, the hour of joy that once controlled his every action begins to crack and splinter apart, because DogDay's will is too strong, too fierce, too unbreakable for any smiling critter to hold down. The light burning inside him shines brighter than darkness. Catnap has spread across the orphanage for years, and that light becomes the very key to his own restoration. As DogDay roars with defiance, his body begins to glow. A brilliant gold threads of playtime energy stitch themselves across his frame, reconnecting broken circuits, reforging shattered joints. His legs reconstruct themselves piece by piece, bone by bone, plate by plate, stronger than they ever were before, reinforced by pure determination and a refusal to ever be weak again. He stands tall on legs that are now sturdier, faster, and built for a single unstoppable purpose: ending Catnap's reign forever. The ground beneath him trembles as his new limbs settle into place, humming with restored power. Sparks of golden energy dance around his ankles and knees, a visible sign that he has become something greater than the broken toy he once was. Catnap emerges slowly from the shadows, smug and confident, certain that DogDay is still the same crawling, wounded creature he left behind in the dark. But the moment Catnap steps into the light, he realizes something has changed. DogDay is not crawling, he is not begging, he is not cowering in a corner, he is walking straight toward him with unshakable resolve, each step landing heavy and sure. Catnap sends his shadow clones rushing forward, one after another, hoping to overwhelm him the way he always has before, but DogDay tears through them without slowing down for even a second. His new legs propel him with a speed and raw power Catnap has never witnessed in all his years of manipulation. Every single clone that reaches him is smashed aside like crumpled paper, disintegrating into wisps of shadow. Catnap starts to panic, his confidence cracking as he lashes out with his claws, aiming for DogDay's face, but DogDay catches the strike with one hand and crushes it without effort, the sound of shattering shadow echoing through the ruined halls. Catnap stares in disbelief as DogDay lifts him clean off the ground with ease, his grip like iron. You always thought fear made you strong, DogDay says, his voice steady and commanding, carrying the weight of everything Catnap has done. But fear only makes you small, it makes you desperate, it makes you nothing. Catnap struggles wildly, thrashing against the grip, but DogDay holds firm, unshaken, unafraid. The same strength that rebuilt his legs now surges through his entire body, making him more powerful than Catnap ever imagined possible in his wildest nightmares. Catnap tries one last desperate strike, aiming straight for DogDay's chest, hoping to catch him off guard, but DogDay intercepts it effortlessly, catching the claw mid-strike and slams Catnap into the ground with a force so powerful it cracks the concrete floor beneath them, sending dust and debris scattering in every direction. Catnap, the master manipulator, the one who twisted countless smiling critters into obedient puppets, the one who ruled this place through fear and shadow, now lies defeated beneath the very toy he once broke and left for dead. DogDay stands over him, calm and unshaken, his golden eyes locked onto Catnap without a single flicker of hesitation or mercy. You built your power on fear, DogDay says, his tone final and unwavering. I built mine on refusing to give in. Catnap tries to summon more shadows, clawing at the last remnants of his control, but DogDay stomps down hard, cutting the connection before it can even form. The hour of joy that once ruled every corner of this place begins to collapse entirely as Catnap's control crumbles under the sheer weight of DogDay's unwavering strength and resolve. DogDay grips Catnap by the throat, lifting him fully into the air, his new legs planted firm and steady. Catnap thrashes wildly, kicking and clawing, but cannot break free no matter how hard he tries. DogDay's new legs anchor him firmly to the ground, unmovable, unstoppable, a force of nature reborn from the ashes of what Catnap tried to destroy. This ends now, DogDay says, his voice filled with unwavering resolve and finality. With one powerful motion, DogDay slams Catnap down onto the shattered floor and delivers the final decisive blow, ending Catnap's reign of terror once and for all. The impact shakes the entire structure, sending cracks racing up the walls. The shadows that once filled every hallway of the prison Playcare shatter and dissolve into nothing as Catnap's influence disappears completely from the building. The orphanage grows quiet for the first time in what feels like forever. The darkness lifts and a strange, unfamiliar sense of peace settles over the ruins. DogDay stands amid the wreckage, his new legs steady beneath him, stronger, faster, and built entirely from his own unbreakable will. He looks toward the horizon where the first light of dawn begins to break through the clouds, knowing that the nightmare nightmare Catnap created is finally over. He was never meant to stay broken, he was always meant to rise above everything that tried to hold him down, and in this moment he proves beyond any doubt that true strength does not come from fear but from the refusal to be controlled by anyone or anything. DogDay takes one last look around the ruined Playcare at the shattered remnants of Catnap's twisted kingdom before turning and walking forward into the light, leaving the darkness behind him for good. He is a survivor, he is a protector, and now unquestionably beyond any argument he is the stronger one between them. The long brutal battle is finally over and DogDay stands victorious, his golden glow slowly fading as his new legs carry him steadily toward whatever comes next. The other smiling critters trapped for so long under Catnap's control begin to stir, waking from the trance that bound them, their eyes clearing as the last traces of shadow evaporate from the air around them. They look to DogDay not with fear but with something closer to hope. For the first time in years they see a leader, someone who fought back and won, someone whose strength was not built on manipulation but on genuine unbreakable resolve. DogDay nods to them silently, a wordless promise that the era of fear is over and something better will rise in its place. He turns his gaze back toward the ruined halls where Catnap once ruled unchallenged and feels no satisfaction in victory, only a quiet steady resolve to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. His legs still hum faintly with golden energy, a permanent reminder of the moment he refused to stay broken, a moment that transformed him from a victim into a symbol of unstoppable resilience. As the sun rises fully over the horizon, casting long warm light across the wreckage of the prison Playcare, DogDay walks on, stronger than he has ever been, ready to rebuild what Catnap tore apart, ready to protect the ones who could not protect themselves, and ready to stand as proof that even the most shattered among us can rise stronger than before. The battle may be over, but the story of DogDay's strength and resolve is only just beginning, and nothing Catnap ever built in shadow and fear can compare to the unbreakable will that now carries DogDay forward into a future free from his control. Days later the survivors gather in what remains of the main hall, repairing broken walls, clearing away shattered glass and twisted metal, working together in a way they never could while Catnap ruled over them with fear. DogDay moves among them, helping lift heavy debris, his new legs carrying weight that would have crushed his old ones without a hint of strain. He does not speak much about what happened in that final confrontation, he does not need to. Everyone can see the change in him, the way he carries himself now, steady, confident, unshaken by the shadows that once haunted every corridor of the Playcare. Some of the younger smiling critters approach him cautiously, at first still not fully believing that the nightmare is truly over. DogDay kneels down to their level, his voice calm and reassuring. He tells them the fear is gone, the shadows cannot return as long as they stand together, as long as no one lets fear take root again. One by one they begin to trust him, not because he demands it the way Catnap once did through manipulation and control, but because he earned it through action, through sacrifice, through the refusal to stay broken even when everything was taken from him. Elsewhere in the ruins, a faint pulse of shadow energy stirs briefly in the wreckage where Catnap fell, a final flicker of the darkness trying desperately to cling to life, but DogDay senses it instantly, turning toward the source. Without hesitation he approaches the crumbling remains and plants his foot down firmly, extinguishing the last spark before it can grow into anything more. The golden glow around his legs flares briefly in response, burning away the final trace of Catnap's influence completely and permanently. This time there will be no return, no resurgence, no second chance for the shadows to take hold again. DogDay stands over the spot for a long moment, making certain that nothing remains before turning back to help with the rebuilding efforts. Word spreads slowly beyond the walls of the Playcare that Catnap has finally been defeated, that the reign of fear which gripped the orphanage for so long has come to an end. Other factory survivors hearing the news begin to see DogDay differently, no longer just another broken toy struggling to get by, but a symbol of what resilience and unbreakable will can accomplish even against overwhelming odds. He never asked to become a symbol, he never wanted the attention or the reputation. All he ever wanted was to make things right, to stand up for those who could not stand up for themselves, and to prove that fear does not have to win. But in refusing to break he became exactly the kind of leader the survivors desperately needed, someone unshaken, someone strong, someone who faced the very worst that Catnap could offer and rose above it stronger than ever before. As the days turn into weeks, the Playcare slowly transforms from a place of nightmares into something resembling a home again. The walls are patched, the shadows are gone, and the fear that once ruled every hallway fades a little more with each passing day. DogDay continues walking those halls on his new powerful legs, a constant reminder to everyone around him that no matter how broken something may seem, it can always be rebuilt stronger than before, and that the true measure of strength was never about how hard you can hit, but about how many times you are willing to stand back up when everything says you should stay down. And comment down below with your thoughts, and like and subscribe for more mind-blowing DogDay theories.